what a different game it was, man.
What
the
game?
main game we watched on the biggest screen in our studio was Greece and Italy. And then this secondary game we had on those laptops, there were actually two guys who scored same amount of points like Italy. And of course, obviously, it was Luka Doncic, 34, and Jordan Lloyd, 32.
Oh, if
as
you add
many
them
as
together.
Italy, exactly, of course.
I see you.
Although the way they
Connecting
were
dots.
cooking, you wouldn't have been surprised if they're actually one of them scored more than Italy because it was a crazy offensive performance by those two. But Poland won in the Eurobasket over in Katowice against Slovenia, 105-95, handing Luka his first loss in the tournament.
Were you any surprised by this?
I was gonna say nothing unexpected. This is what I put in my predictions in both group predictions in the standings. I put Poland over Slovenia. Today I put the scores in, and I put Poland's win against Slovenia just because how they looked with Luka, or how they look in general when you exclude Luka. All the other players, and I mean all the good guys from back in the day, they just got older. They're not at that level anymore. I'm talking about Prepelic, who shot 2 for 8 from 3. He missed a wide open 3-pointer, which would be, no questions back in the day. He missed a lot of shots. Other guys are not. It's gone. That core is too old, and they're playing in the lower level leagues now. And you can tell that Luka doesn't have enough support, and you can't really expect Luka to win this game. And it's not about really the offense as much. Now, I was speaking about the offensive things, like not making shots. That's one thing, but you can probably not make shots if you can compensate on defense. But the problem is, this defense was non-existent, and you're playing Poland, which is not the most offensively talented team. Yes, they do have Jordan Lloyd, but the defense was just wholly bad.
Jordan Lloyd looked like prime Jordan, the real Jordan.
Well, he just had all the space.
I can't recall Jordan scoring 7 threes, actually. So I think he was even better than MJ in that game.
Wow. I mean, we are reaching right now. But
it was a completely different type of performance. Like 7 threes. This is I have like
7 out of 8
records. So Lloyd's 7 threes is the most for any player in his Eurobasket debut since 1995. Oh, it's debut, so it's not that significant then, like I thought. But still, it's crazy performance because Jordan's 32 points are the 4th most by any player in his Eurobasket debut as well. The Mike Jekyll from Germany scored 36 in 1985. A lot of other highlights for him. I mean, incredible performance, that's for sure. And like, I remember I had this question. Actually, many people around Jordan Lloyd also raised this question. Why the hell is actually playing for Polish national team? He's 32 years old. He's still playing in the EuroLeague. Is he like fishing his retirement contract in Spain or somewhere to use this Polish passport? But in the end of the day, you're like, the guy is playing against Luka Doncic in a full house Eurobasket game, dropping 32. His dad was in stands. I saw even his dad was even surprised by how Jordan Lloyd was cooking. He's playing in front of Rob Pelinka and doing this crazy performance and winning the game against Slovenia and led by Luka Doncic. And given the fact that Jordan Lloyd is a hooper, he's a pure hooper, he just loves to hoop. Now he has a way bigger role than he has in Monaco. It kind of makes sense, why he actually suited up for Polish national team.
You get mixed feelings because obviously we're kind of, on the previous podcast, we were talking about naturalized players.
And we're not supporting that.
Yeah,
just to clarify, we're
not
not supporting this naturalization.
But at the same time, if he wasn't in this game, we wouldn't have this highlight, we wouldn't have all these 30 few points.
Maybe ananother Polish guy would...
Pluta was cooking, actually.
Pluta was my favorite.
Ponitka was cooking.
3 of 7. I mean, Ponitka is FIBA Ponitka. He's
Ponitka did
those
all the
Patty
things.
Mills FIBA
But can
performances.
I give a shout out to a guy who actually was the MVP of the game? He finished with 8 points. He got 5 fouls, so he didn't finish the game. But Mikhail Sokolovsky, from the very beginning, had 1 goal, and that's to get under Luka's skin. And I think he managed to do that.
But that's not extremely hard task to accomplish.
It's true, but just the way his methods, just getting under Luka and almost like lifting Luka up from below. I mean,
He invited him for the rodeo, I think.
yeah, just a couple of. You just could see the whole game. He was just on him like glue, and
That's the plan. That's
yeah,
the way you
that's-
play against Slovenia when there's only Luka on that team.
And generally, just defensively, what Poland was doing a lot was just doubling him whenever he was more on the sides of the court, not in the center of the court. But if Luka was with the ball around that, I don't know how is it called, between the corner and the top of the key, or whatever that area is.
Wing
Elbow.
slots.
Yeah, just on the wing, you get 2 players, 2 Polish players, and then Luka has to get rid of the ball. A lot of this we saw, so that was very successful. And yeah, just the other guys, just they're not those guys anymore. That's simple as that. And Luka won't be able to win games if he's getting doubled, and then your other guys are afraid to shoot. Or just, I don't know, they sometimes get the ball under the rim. You think it's a simple layup. They're hesitating, passing out the ball to the perimeter again. Then you get an open 3, but the guys are missing those threes.
I think any time Edda Morris is shooting a 3-pointer and not Luka Doncic, not Luka shooting any kind of shot is probably something you'll take as an opposing head coach. So I think that's what Slovenia will face going further in the group, and there is nothing strange in that.
And having seen Israel play today, I guess they're not as strong as I anticipated, and maybe Slovenia will have a chance to win that game, but I don't see any chances against France. They already lost to Poland. I think third is the best they could hope for, but I'm more likely predicting the 4th place in this group, and which means round of 16, you're getting potentially Greece. And that's an early exit for Luka Doncic. That's what I predicted early. I know this is 1 game already, but you already had the most important game, I think, between Slovenia and Poland. This was the game to, sort of a direct matchup between these two, I think, 3rd and 4th.
I think Slovenia was not that bad, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, they lost the game, but I think they were quite close. Luka was amazing, 34 points, 9 assists,
Being
5
close
steals.
to Poland, is that their standard now?
It's bad, but you need to survive somehow, and then to expect some crazy things like Poland did in 2022 Eurobasket, reaching the semifinal. What I want to say, I mean, these guys are fighters, and they actually won the boards. The problem is that they got 15 offensive rebounds, and they managed to score only 9 points in second chances. But it was tough game for Slovenia, even against Poland. But yeah, they had some crazy offensive performances. But the main run happened in the 3rd quarter. And I'll be honest, watching that run, yeah, we saw Slovenia complaining as always. But I was not very confident about some calls that actually happened. And Luka got technical as well. And while we watched the replay, it was quite clear that he was fishing this cheap 3-point shooting foul. And actually, we thought that it was a total flop.
Yeah.
But actually, before that, Luka's move to try to sell this 3-pointer, actually there was a foul.
Okay.
He was hit by his hands. And
Okay.
And now we were like talking with Todd, who is actually making a Give Me Control column for tomorrow. I think there were some weird situations, a lot of weird situations in general on both sides. That's for sure.
But that didn't decide the game. Come on.
That's true. That's
what
true.
What decided the game was
but
George
I'm just
Lloyd.
saying that they're not that terrible. Do not underestimate
They're
Slovenia.
not terrible, but they just lost against like I said, their direct opponent, and I feel like the other teams are going to be more difficult to deal with for Slovenia.
But I see as well, what Donatas is saying. I'm not sure how many teams are going to shoot 14 of 26 against them. If Lloyd is not super hot right from the start, if Ponitka does not start 2 of 2 from the 3-point range, we might see a different picture. 14 of 26, 54% from 3 is, you won't see these percentages even against a poor defense that Slovenia showed today, it's not a given that the other team will make 50+% of their frees.
And what was interesting in the first half, when Luka went to the bench for the first time, I thought that Poland will build quite a solid lead, and it didn't happen at all. I mean, they didn't even actually improve the lead. That was interesting because Slovenia was playing like 4 minutes without Luka Doncic, and just.
But Donatas at the same time. Oh yeah, no, my bad. I misread the stat.
Luka's plus and minus was actually minus 10.
Is minus 10. It's the same amount of
as the total
that they lost.
But
so
the start of the game was also exciting because we know that the Lakers people are here. Rob Pelinka is watching. Genie Buzz. Everyone, the whole world was talking about Luka losing weight. How many kilos he actually lost? 14. And, you come to see this FIBA Luka Doncic, who is, skinny Luka. He started the game with 2 blocks in first 3 minutes of the game because Poland tried to attack him, which is obvious. And I think Ponitka got blocked in the very second possession of the game, then Jordan Lloyd. So I think Rob Pelinka was like, oh my God, this is different Luka.
No, he's
next level Luka. And then third quarter, technical foul, a lot of emotions, trying to sell those fouls, like focusing too much on some things he shouldn't focus to, and like a lot of bad habits coming
But physically,
over again.
I agree that he looks a bit more, he's a bit faster, those blocks, athletic plays, let's call them.
5 steals.
The times he split the defense a few times, I saw him being faster on that first step. So I think there are some really positive signs for his next NBA season.
What about his free throws? 17 of 18. That's also a sign of good, better, normal conditioning.
Yeah,
I would say. I mean, he was used to missing a lot of those free throws.
True.
I mean, during the season, he shot 78% this season in the NBA. For his career, he's 75%. So I wonder what his percentages were for the last Eurobasket, but I can't find it right now so quickly.
He would have definitely also finished with a double-double if his teammates made the shots. He finished with 9 assists if his teammates made a few more shots, because a lot of them were missed.